Alright, what's up guys? So my name is Max Santia. I'm here with Go and Thrive, and I'm here to talk to you about why self-education is more important than a regular formal education. So before I start that, I just want to tell you guys thank you so much for actually taking the time out of your day to watch this content that I have made for you guys. And if you guys find some value in it, I'd appreciate it so much if you guys could like, share, and subscribe this whole video. You know, I'd appreciate it a lot to people who would actually be interested in the content I have to share. So make sure to follow our Instagram as well, Go and Thrive, and I'd appreciate it so much. Alright, so to get started, why self-education is more important than a regular formal education. So you always have to look at it in a point of perspective and what you really like to do and what you actually have a passion for. Whether it be in the business, as an entrepreneur, maybe it's not even business or entrepreneurship, maybe it's the fashion industry, maybe it's sports, maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. But here I'm here to tell you that as soon as possible, whenever you can start self-educating yourself, and I mean actually educating yourself, not just watching a movie on something, I mean actually educating yourself. I'm talking about 5 extra hours a day. I'm not telling you that just to like scare you guys or just tell you that if you don't do that, you know, I mean, I'm here to tell you that if you actually work 5 hours a day extra, I'm talking about extra hours just on self-improvement and actual self-education on what you actually want to be involved in, I promise you, you're going to be one step ahead of the game. And I know I say it like it sounds easy, but it's not. You know, there's a reason why there's not so many successful people, and it's because the successful people took the initiative themselves to self-educate themselves because they knew that school or college or other teachers wouldn't give them the essentials and the correct information they really needed to be successful. I'm here to tell you that's really true, and I'm here to tell you that if you don't start self-educating yourself right now, you know, you're going to have a hard time later in the future, and it's because you're going to be placing yourself one step ahead of everybody else right now, especially if you position yourself great. So what I mean by that, if you want to be in the fashion industry, you have to know the whole background. And I mean the whole background. I mean you have to know what this is, what the techniques are, what the methods are, what this means, what that means, how to plug this into that. If you can know that, and if you're really passionate about the fashion industry, I'm talking about really, you really want to make that career happen and become a dream come true, you really want to start right now. And I promise you, you won't even consider it work if you actually self-educate yourself, because unfortunately the word educate has kind of, you know, been misused as a word, and means like, oh, I have to read this boring book, I have to do this boring essay, I have to watch this boring video. But, you know, a lot of people mistend that word, and it actually means something great. Like, you know, I'm not talking about school here. I'm talking about actually educating yourself on what you actually want to do. Whether it be construction, whether you want to be a general contractor. What do general contractors do? How to get started? What do they do? What techniques do they do? What buildings do they use? All that stuff. I'm not really in that niche or industry, but I'm just telling you right now, like, if you really start right now and you surround yourself around people who are within whatever niche you want to be in, you're actually going to make a difference right now, and you're going to position yourself so great that you're going to be one step ahead of everybody else who's struggling to get to the position that you're trying to reach. What I mean by that is, if you really are passionate about what you love doing, you're going to start right now and wouldn't even consider it work per se. You know, to me as an entrepreneur, you have to know a lot of psychology of business, marketing, sales, how to make money online, how to communicate to somebody, how to plant an idea in somebody's head to the point where they actually want to buy the product. None of that information was ever taught to me in school. You know, I took the self-initiative to self-educate myself based on the industry that I wanted to be involved in, which is entrepreneurship. I self-educated myself for 2 years because I never considered it work. It's my passion. It's like what I love to do. And because of that, I opened my own social media marketing agency. I have a product launch October 10th. I'm into e-commerce and drop shipping. I'm a youth mentor. You know, I'm all of these things. And because of that, school just never gave me that, you know, push, never gave me that motivation even just to get started in what I actually wanted to do. Because why? Because they made education look like a misery to me. And I'm not here to tell you that's a diss or anything. I'm here to tell you that's how I personally feel. Maybe a lot of people out there feel the same way as me, and I'm just trying to connect with you guys. I'm here to tell you that, you know, you shouldn't just blame the school system for why you're not successful, why you're not making money, why this isn't going right. Why, you know, it's all part of the process. And a lot of people tend to give up because that's just how the system kind of formed it. You know, a lot of people really think that a school letter grade determines how your future is going to be. People think that if you fail a class, you're going to be a failure in your future. People think that a letter grade determines how your outcome of your future is going to end up. I'm here to tell you that's not how it works. And even if I'm 15, if you don't want to take it from me, go look at Gary Vee. Go search him up. Go look at Ty Lopez. He tells you, they both tell you, they're successful multi-million entrepreneurs. They're smart, okay? They're not oh, plug in X and Y and figure out this formula, which is never gonna, it never even serves a future benefit in some industries. Majority of industries don't even need that formula that you guys learn in school. I don't even know why you guys learn it. It's just like whatever. Once again, I'm not dissing anything, but I'm just saying, if you really want to be a successful person in whatever industry you want to be in, you have to self-educate yourself right now. Now, going back to the topic with school, you know, the thing with school is that they make school look like something that's like forced upon. You wake up, like, let's be real right now. Do you really wake up every morning excited for school and ready to learn? Come on, like, let's be real. It shifted into a point where you just feel frustrated and angry, and at some points like mad, just wanting to go to school and being around people you don't even like. Or, I get it. You're gonna have to deal with that. I'm not saying it's a perfect world and everything's gonna be slip slope. Like it's gonna be hard at times. But I'm just saying, like, the amount of time that's kind of being wasted and it's kind of pointless at sometimes. It's just incredible to me. It's just like weird. It's like, how are you dealing with this? How is this even a thing? Like, you guys don't even want to realize it yourself, but the school system is so broken. It's really like people are really going home every day because they fail a test and they feel bad about it. They feel like they're stupid, like they're just not smart enough. And that's just a mindset killer, to be honest. People really go home every day feeling like they're a failure because they're surrounded by people who know the things that won't even serve a purpose later on, and they're feeling dumb because they don't know the material. Now let me tell you something. That's what kills these people's generation, kills the people's mindsets, and doesn't want them, and it tells them that, like, oh, I'll just give up, I'll just settle, I'll just do this, I'll just do minimum effort. Are you really gonna tell me that's how a lot of people become successful? You gotta be successful your own way. People aren't about that same stuff that you learn in school. Like we all know English, we all know basic math skills, we all know how to speak to somebody. But do they really teach us real necessities, real beneficial information that will actually serve a future purpose for everybody? It's not there, and honestly, it just seems like a waste of time. Now let me tell you something. I would rather spend 11 hours a day rather than 6, not even 6, I'd rather spend double that, 12, learning actual information that would serve my beneficial purposes for my future career, rather than being in a classroom learning pointless information that won't serve any purpose at all in my career. As an entrepreneur, you don't require any information that's being thrown at you at school. Maybe some stuff, but the majority is just not there. This is why so many entrepreneurs, now I'm not here to tell you, because a lot of entrepreneurs have graduated from Harvard and have gone to high school and have done this and have that and they've been successful. I'm not trying to tell you that every entrepreneur has self-educated themselves and that's how they're successful. I'm here to tell you that the majority of them actually took the initiative themselves to self-educate themselves, and that's why they're at the point they're at right now. Because they distinguished themselves. They told themselves that I don't want to be like everybody else that goes to college, gets their degree, and has to go work for another person to earn this much money, and then, you know, hopefully they have enough by the end of the year to go on a vacation. Like, that's not the way you're supposed to live life. You're supposed to live life having a nice lifestyle, having the audacity to have a nice car, a nice house, with money in your pocket, feeling like you never have to have. And this is why there's not that many successful people, because they feel like it's impossible. They feel like, oh, that's not for me. I can't do that. I'm not smart enough. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. Oh, that's not for me. It's just like crazy. Like, it's so simple. I'm telling you, the concept of it is simple, but the work is actually hard. Don't get me wrong. The work is hard and it requires a lot of time. But that's what makes somebody successful and somebody who fails and quits different. The successful person will always have perseverance in order to go and actually get what they wanted. The person who failed will try once or twice, and on the third one, if it's not working, they're just going to abandon it and say, this is not for me, I'm going to move on. See, this is why when you fail a test in school, you feel, okay, God damn it, I didn't learn anything. I'm just going to move on. And then you go the whole year not knowing it. Or maybe you do, but the majority of the times you're going to go the whole year maybe not learning it until you actually learn it and you feel good about yourself. But then what? When's it going to serve a purpose? Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of engineers that require mathematical terms and all that and equations and all that. But I'm talking about, that's for engineers. Now, where do you see some business literacy, some business terminology, some business ideology, some business methods, techniques, methodologies? Nothing's there for everybody. You know, school's just so broad. It's like whatever. It's like they teach you, I guess some of the information could be interesting at moments, and that's fine, but I'm just telling you, what purpose does it serve? And I'm not here to make you hate school and just shit on it. And I'm not here to like make you hate school and go say like disrespect all your teachers. That's not what I'm here to tell you. Because I'm here to tell you that you can't just blame the whole school system for you not being successful in life. I'm here to tell you that you got to work around it. You got to tell yourself, okay, this is not teaching me what I want to do. This is not giving me the right essentials and the right information. I'm going to self-educate myself and teach myself what I really need to know. You want to be an entrepreneur? Go tell yourself, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to put in the 7 hours a day teaching myself the right methods to use, the right ads to use, the right software to use, the right this to use, this and that. Understanding it. You can't just memorize it. Come on, like, people really, okay, like in school, you read a book, fine, you memorize it, but do you really understand it? Do you really see how it worked? People learn more through visual representations rather than just memorizing something. You don't read about push-ups, you go and do them, right? You don't just read about, oh, this is how you do a push-up, all right, I'll move on. No, you actually want to go try out the push-up, get the experience yourself. You know, school doesn't really teach you the actual essentials that you take the liberty yourself and go try it in the real world, right? Because you don't read about, oh, okay, so this mathematical equation, I'm going to go plug it into the real world. Really? Really? Are you going to go plug that into the real world? Now let's look at it from this point. Okay, I learned how to run a Facebook ad. I learned how to construct this. I learned some psychology so I could put in the ad copy. And if you guys don't know what ad copy means, it means just selling with words, okay? Okay, I learned some constructive ad copy that I could use. Let me just go find somebody who really needs ads done for their company, and I'll tell them that I'll do it for this price. And if it works, I'll keep doing it. You get that experience. Okay, this ad didn't work. It's a fail. I'll try it again. The next time comes around, oh, still not there. The third time, still not there. Fourth time, okay, we're getting there. Fifth time, all right, improved. Good. You see, you don't really learn through just reading something, right? You learn through actual experience. When you go learn something, you want to go apply it in the real world to see if you're actually good at it. Now, if you go learn something and just read it, and then you close the book and call it a day, and you're out, what the hell's the purpose? What is it good for if it's just in your head? See, there's not really a point of it at all. Now, if you go learn something, you research it, you spend 5 hours on it, just on that topic, for a good 2 months, and you're the expert on it now. Not I'm just saying the expert, but you really know it back and end, ins and outs, this and that. You know all of it completely. What you want to do is you want to go look for people who really need the service or the product. And you want to tell them, I'll do this for you for free. I'll do this for you at or minimum cost. And I just want to see if it works. And if it works, I want to shoot you a video talking about how good I did the job for you and how this works and how I'm the best person to do the job. If it works, you have the experience that not many people have because they just read about it. See, in school, you guys are reading a bunch of words and you're not living a bunch of experiences. You're not living the life that needs to be lived in order to actually feel the experience, to actually know if you're actually good at it. Now, if you're just reading a bunch of words, it becomes pointless. It becomes worthless even. When's it going to serve you? Maybe it's going to serve you in the future, but what the hell? You're going to forget it. You read a book. Let's be honest. Let's be real right now. Do you really remember what you learned 2 months ago? You can't even remember what class it was. Why? Because what the hell? You're not interested enough. Because let me tell you something. Do you guys love reading? Like, if you guys love reading, great. There's a lot of people who don't because they dislike it. Why? Because they were introduced to boring books. Because they were introduced to boring literature. Now, if you were to introduce me to a business book at my age, I would have been more interested. Why? Because I like that. Because I like reading business literacy. I like knowing new business terms. I like knowing more than everybody else about the topic that I'm interested in. That's what motivates me to read more. Now I'm into reading books, right? Because I taught myself how to read but I taught myself the correct necessary books based on my industry, based on entrepreneurship, based on marketing, based on sales, so that I actually want to read, right? Now, if you go read a boring ass book, good luck with liking reading, because you're not going to like reading. You're going to hate reading. Because you just hate reading because you've opened the first book. You open the first page and you're like, all right, this is the boringest book ever. I'm just going to quit reading forever. The majority of you guys haven't read a book, and you haven't even read half a book in a month. Let's be real. All right? Have you actually took the liberty yourself and the audacity to actually open a book that you're interested in and read the whole thing? I don't think so. Why? Because school taught you that it didn't teach you, but it told you that books are boring. Books are like not there. They're there, but they taught you in a boring way that, oh yeah, read this book. It's on quantum physics. What the hell? What do I need to know quantum physics for? That's for somebody who wants to know that stuff. That's for somebody who wants to know that industry. Now you give me a book on marketing, on business, I'll devour that book. I'll read it all. Why? Because I'm interested in it. Because I like it. Now you give somebody a fashion book that's interested in the fashion industry, they'll read it. Why? Because they like it. And if they don't read it, it's probably because they don't learn that way, and it's fine. If you learn through an ebook, through an audible, through a visual representation, that's fine. As long as you're getting the information transplanted in your brain and you can later apply it in the real world, you're fine. But no, school taught you that if you can't finish a book in this amount of time and write this whole summary, and if you have this spelling error, and if you have this punctuation wrong, you're a failure. You get to fail. Sure. Make sure you have a great day, and hopefully you come back to my class. I don't know, like, really? Is that really how you're teaching kids? They're a fail. They get a fail because they did this wrong and this and this and that. Obviously, there's some teachers out there that help you guys improve. I'm not here to diss the whole school system, but I'm telling you guys need to wake up. You guys need to see how this world is actually going to play out. And it really depends on how bad you want success for yourself. Do you really want success as bad as you say you want it? Because a lot of people are good at this. They're good at talking, but they're really not good at actions. And some of them are good at actions, but they're not good at commitment. Okay, yeah, I'll go do this. I'll do it for a week. Week 2 comes in. All right, I'm slacking a little bit. Week 3, you already forgot about the idea. That's what separates a successful person and an unsuccessful person. The lack of perseverance and commitment. Why do people get to the point where they're at with the exotic cars and the nice house and the pocket and the money in their pocket? Because they hustled. Because they told themselves, I'm going to do this. I had an honest conversation with myself that I will get to the point where I want to be in this amount of time, and I will work however hard I need to work, and I will work as smart as I need to, and I will talk to the right people. I will go to these seminars. I will learn this book. I will read this book. I will listen to this audible. I'll listen to this podcast. They did that because they wanted to be successful. They self-educated themselves. That's fine. If you, like, I'm not, once again, if you guys want to be a doctor or a lawyer or go into the medical field or whatever, obviously you need your college. Obviously you need your education there. I'm not going to tell you anything, but that's if you want to be a doctor, and that's what really makes you happy. And I'm not here to tell you that, oh, since school said being a doctor is the best thing you could do, I'm going to be a doctor. Oh, my parents said I got to be a doctor. Oh, my parents said I got to be a lawyer. Oh, my parents did this. Oh, my school said this, or I'm not going to be successful. Get the hell out of here with that mentality. It's what you want to do. This is your life. I'm not here to tell you you got to be a bum and be a bum. You're just going to be a bum and settle. No, you got to be real with yourself. Do you really want to be successful? Do what you want to do, right? And if that's not what you're learning in school, I'm sorry, you got to self-educate yourself right now. Turn off this video. I kid you not. I swear to God. This is how I got into wholesaling real estate, right? I'm not currently in it because I didn't really see it. Like, I didn't like it as much, but I really like the concept of knowing it. And now I really know what the concept is. I'm not doing it, but I really know most of it. I know the majority of it, right? Why? Because I'm interested in it. I'm interested in business. Why didn't they teach me wholesaling real estate in school? It's just a system, how it's broken. I kid you not. You go right now. You turn this video. You pause this video. You come back to it. You pause this video, and you go look up the concept of wholesaling real estate. What does wholesaling real estate mean? You will be so interested that you're gonna want to take a whole page of notes. If you like business, if you like making money, if you really have entrepreneurial tendencies, you're gonna want to watch this video more and want to know more about it. You pause this video right now and you go look up wholesaling real estate. I kid you not. You're gonna want to know more about it. That's the amount of interest you gotta have. That's the amount of motivation you gotta have for learning more. Not just, oh, I gotta learn. Oh, I gotta go study for this test. And if I don't pass it, that means I don't know it, and that means I'm not gonna go to a good college. Let me tell you something right now. And you don't gotta take it from me as a 15-year-old. It might be a little weird, me giving you advice, but I'm here to tell you, you don't gotta be a Harvard straight A student to be successful. You didn't even gotta go to college to be successful. Because I swear to God, there's so many teens out there that are making 6 figures through e-commerce, social media marketing agencies, real estate. They're in real estate right now. What do you learn about that stuff in high school? I still don't understand. Teens are making 6 figures, 6,000,000. They're making that amount of money through what they learned themselves, through what they self-educated themselves. I don't really think school teaches a lot of e-commerce. I'm sorry, that light went out. Just ignore it. I don't really think school teaches a lot of e-commerce or drop shipping or what that really means. Why not? That's what makes money. Whatever though. Maybe a lot of people aren't interested in e-commerce or online sales. You guys should get in it though if you want to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I'm just saying. But you know, the whole point of this video was just to help you guys understand that a self-education will lead you further than those who formally educate yourselves. Because even though I'm gonna phrase this weird, you got to be street smart, not just book smart. You got to live the experiences yourselves, not just read the context of it. What's the context for? Just memorizing it, but it's just going to stay in your head, and you're not going to be able to do anything with it. What's the point of it? Once again, guys, I'm not dissing the whole school system. I'm not doing anything wrong with this. I'm just saying, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people who have gone to colleges and I've seen multiple case studies of them actually going to college and being successful and having great results from what they learned in college and whatever. That's fine. I'm not dissing anybody. I'm just saying that if you want to be successful and put yourself one head ahead of the game and one step ahead of everybody else, right now, if you really want to success, stop what you're doing right now and just tell yourself, be real with yourself. What do I really want to do with my life? What am I really passionate about? Because that's the things that's going to drive you, right? You're not going to be driven by a test you got to study for. You're not going to be motivated enough to study for it. You're going to be wanting, maybe if you want to go to college and you want to get a great college acceptance and you got to study this test or else you're not going to get the grade, and if you don't get the grade, you're not going to be in college. That's fine. This is not for you then. You go that way, right? I'm here to tell you that if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be somebody out there, an icon, an influencer, somebody who wants to make an impact rather than just making an income, right? If you want to be that type of person, you got to start right now. At this age, there hasn't been a better age to start right now. I'm talking about middle school and high school, and if you just got out of high school. There hasn't been a better age to start right now. Start self-educating yourself right now based on the industry you want to be involved in. I swear, you guys are gonna be so much ahead of everybody else who didn't start right now just because you started right now and they didn't. You're going to be positioned better. You're going to know more than they do. You're going to have more experience than them. You're going to have solutions to problems that they're going to have and you already overcame before. Because it's not just about self-educating yourself right now. It's about actually going and getting the experience. Let's say you're talking about sales. A lot of you talk about sales. You guys know a lot about sales. You say you sold this. Right, that's on eBay, right? Okay, let's say you listed a product on eBay, fine, you got your money up, good job. No, I'm talking about real sales, where you gotta actually sell a product to somebody, planting the idea in somebody's head to the point where they wanna buy it. That requires a lot of psychology. That requires a lot of practice with your pitches. That requires so much experience. Not so much, but the majority of it requires experience that you had to have before so that you don't say the wrong things, you say the right things, you give them, it requires a lot of the 25 cognitive biases. That has a lot to do with psychology, with sales and everything. A lot of people just see the end result of the sale. They don't really see the middle portion of it, which is the actual conversion from them becoming the salesperson, approaching the person saying, hi, how are you? Great to meet you. Hey, I have this amazing product. I'm sure you really need it. And blah, 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 blah. Okay, close the client. Boom, you got your sale. A lot of people don't see that middle part. They see the nice money being in the pocket. All right, fine. Once again, people don't get to that point where they just make money like that. They get to that point by self-educating themselves and being aware with what they want to do, because self-awareness is what's going to drive you to the point where you want to be successful in your life, and it's going to position yourself really well so that you're not doing anything you don't want to be doing, right? Obviously, you're going to have points in your life where you have to do things that you don't want to do, right? It's part of life. I'm not saying it's just going to be easy and it's slip slope and you're done, right? Because this requires a lot of commitment, a lot of time, and if you just want to settle, I'm sorry, you got to just snap out of that. You can't just be like everybody else. You have to distinguish yourself. I don't really care for me or anything. I'm just talking about you. If you really just think you want to work at a 9 to 5, that's not for you. There's so much opportunity out there for you guys. I swear there's so much opportunity for you guys. You guys just have to tell yourself, and a lot of society just tells you that it's hard. You can't do it. That type of stuff is what kills mentality, kills motivation. I'm here to tell you guys that you can do whatever you want, but you have to commit yourself to it. It's just how life works. If you really commit to something and you're passionate about it, you're going to find a way, and the universe will find a way to give you opportunity. And it's up to you on how you're going to execute it. So, you know, that's just what I have to say for you guys. You know, self-education over a formal education is always going to be my #1 rule for anybody that I give advice to. You know, if you guys want to know more, feel free to contact us at Go and Thrive on Instagram. And, you know, hopefully you guys learned something and you guys took something away from this. And if you didn't, I'm sorry, but, you know, I have other videos out there for you guys. And, you know, I just hope you guys did learn something and took something away from this. I hope you guys realized something as well. So if you guys did, it would mean a lot to me if you guys subscribed, liked, and shared this video. So I hope you guys learned something, and if you did, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video once again. Make sure to follow us at Go and Thrive, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much, guys.